I want to go over what happened when I got pulled over.
Oh my God.
Finally, yeah, because I was like, I totally forgot about it.
Yeah, so
It's
we've
a
been
great
sitting
story.
on this. So we're sitting on this. I got notes.
Yeah.
We're sitting on this. So
Came prepared.
May 31st, 2023, I was pulled over in Zebulon, North Carolina at a mobile gas station.
Do you want
Mobile.
any background music? I feel like we need some.
I had some in post-production.
Yeah.
So I was pulled over for, let me just give you all the backstory before this video starts. I was pulled over for what they said was tinting. We're not going to address whether the tint on my car is legal or not because that doesn't matter. Because when I realized the situation had drastically changed when they thought they had caught them a nice little is when the K9 unit pulled up within 30 seconds of the original car, pulling me over. So I get pulled over. The guy comes up to the passenger window because I pulled into a gas station, but up to the gas pump essentially. So he went over to the passenger side. I cracked the window like a real does, never puts the window all the way down. And he's like, license registration. I'm like, crazy. I don't have either of them, but I don't have my license, but I'll give you my registration. It's got, you know, it's because it's got your driver's license number on it or whatever, right? Says he's pulling me over for tinting. I said, okay, cool. Go ahead, give me my ticket. That's like my go-to thing. I always tell them, give me my ticket if that's what you're pulling me over for.
It's transactional.
Yeah. That's how all police interactions should be. And then also, you're supposed to be protecting and serving. Police should have Chick-fil-A level of customer service, and they do not have it. So they pulls me over as he goes back to my car, running my information off my little registration card. The K9 unit pulls up. Officer Elliott is the one that stopped me. Officer Elliott was all right. Officer White is the one that pulled up in the K9 unit, and he's the one that we're really going to highlight. Because
Oddly enough, his name is White.
yeah, Officer White is
White officer.
Yeah, Officer White is a white officer that does the K9 unit. So he's normally rolling around the K9. This is Zebulon, North Carolina. So I just want, before we like jump into the video, I want to just let everybody know I did go through all the proper steps. I filed a police report the moment the interaction was over. I followed the police captain or whoever the supervisor was on shift, which was Perry. I think it was Officer Perry. No. Yeah, I think it was Officer Perry.
So shout out to Officer Perry.
Yeah, Officer Perry. Customer service was good on Officer Perry. I think that was his name. Oh, no, it wasn't. I'm going to say his name in the video, so we'll get to it.
Oh, correct.
But long story short, I followed him back to the Zebulon police station to file my official report, and then I was waiting for Officer Perry to call me back, who was Officer White's actual supervisor. Officer Perry works nights, so he wasn't there during the day, which I don't know why he's supervising somebody that works a day shift and he works a night shift. That doesn't make any sense. But let's go over my pullover.
Yeah.
Cut your car off, set them on top of the dash.
Hit pause. I want everybody to be
Cut
able
your
to.
car off and set them
I
on
want
top of the
everybody to
dash.
be able to clearly see this white man's face. Look at this man's face. Okay, so at this point, I'm in fear for my life.
So this is
because
Officer White.
He's yanking at my door, okay? And I'm making sure that everybody is aware that I'm in fear for my life because I'm not going at this point. Because, you know what I'm saying? You're doing the most. I haven't turned up at all. And you're yanking literally at my door. And then you'll hear coming up soon that he even requests for the glass breaker.
Oh, yeah.
From the other officer. So we can continue.
Sir. Sir.
My hands are up.
You got a glass break on it? Yeah. Roll down your window.
My hands are up. I'm not resisting. Can you call your supervisor, please? I'm in fear of my life.
Supervisor's on the way.
Okay. I would like to wait for him to be here before we...
Window.
My window? I can hear you clearly. Yo, I'm not even aggressive. He's like... He's
That's
on
Officer
10
Elliott.
right now. What's going
Go ahead
on?
and step out for me, man.
Why am I stepping out
Because
now?
I'm asking you to. Pennsylvania versus Men's. Step out of the car, please. If
Wait,
you don't,
what-
you'll be arrested.
What did he cite?
For
He
what?
cited Pennsylvania
For
versus
RDO.
Menace, I think.
What's RDO?
Resist, delay, obstruct.
Resist, delay, obstruct?
Yep. Just step out of the car, man. Don't make this harder than it has to be.
He's like, come on, man. People let us search their car all
This
the time.
cop. What's your cop number? Officer White is doing the
White
most.
Elliott.
Elliott is not too bad, but I don't know what's going on right now. I hit pause.
You're good, man. You keep your phone. Just come back here in my car.
Even though I'm in my work uniform and my shirt is tucked in, I did look like a pretty savage nigga. You know what I'm saying? Look at my haircut. It's out of control. You know what I'm saying? No shape up. just look rough. The collar is sticking up. I look crazy. You know what I'm saying? So do I look like I have something illegal on me? Probably not. But you know, I'm a nigga. I'm a nigga that's not well groomed. I could say. You know what I'm saying? So anything could be possible. But that still doesn't give you the right to pull up the dog and all this extra goofy shit. So let's continue.
My supervisor will be here in just a minute.
Hands are in the.
You're fine. You can step back here in my car, bro.
Hey, yo.
Is there anything illegal in the car?
Yeah, I'll mark it later.
No.
Okay.
I'm a low-paying citizen. The fuck?
Right here.
Yeah.
Doing the most
What's
right
going
now.
on? What's going on, man? Why?
I don't know what's going on. Your man came here on fucking RoboCop. You were cool. I'm not gonna lie. You were cool. I don't. You were.
Did he ask you to cut the car off?
Yeah, he come and I cut the car off. And then I asked for a supervisor first.
Okay.
No, you did. You kept refusing. Do you mind stepping
I got it
back
on
away from the
record.
car?
Yeah, just come over here.
I got it on record. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I don't. He's out of control. I don't know what's going on with him. But yeah, there's nothing going on. You should be writing my ticket
I am.
for
Yeah,
whatever
I
you're
was.
writing my ticket for. Is he the supervisor?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Yep. Yeah, no, I was.
No. And then what? Was what?
Then I got to come out and come talk to you. Because they're whatever.
What's going on?
YouTube.
Lane, right?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, sir?
All right, hip pause.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Officer Lane is the supervisor that came onto the scene. So, see, this is what the police do, and this is also like a PSA. Police love to do a lot of fucking talking, okay? They love to get you to do a lot of talking for absolutely no reason.
Yep.
And
So they
you
can
don't have to...
incriminate you later.
Yeah, so they can incriminate you later. You don't have to answer none of their questions. So I'm not answering none of their questions. He's like, I went to write your ticket, which is what I told him to do. And then he was like, but then I had to come back and talk to you. There's nothing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? This is how they try to get you tripped up, to try to get you to try to get their way into the car, get you to say something. They ask you where you're going. None of that matters. That when you get pulled over by the police, the only thing that they should be doing is telling you why you got pulled over. If you do have something, you do your best to not give them probable cause. Mind you, my car didn't smell like weed or anything like that. I didn't have no wild shit, you know, just like laying out or whatever. But so there was no probable cause on smell, which they'll pull that move even if they want to.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times when you get a lot of these jacked up cops, make sure you start recording from the moment they come. And you also want to make sure that you request a supervisor. And as soon as they start getting aggressive and you don't get aggressive, you make sure that you mention that you're in fear for your life. Because I wasn't fear for my life. Because these are the type of police officers, not Elliot. I'm talking about Officer White with the K9 unit, the Zebulon Police Department. He's the type that shoots niggas for fun. So you can tell. And he's the one that you got to watch. So
He starts it and finishes it.
he starts it and finishes it, no matter what level of energy that you're coming at.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, people get in their ego or people get into their emotions and they try to like buck back. There's no reason to buck back at these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Keep a cool, level, maintained head. If they want to arrest you, go to jail. Just go to jail. Bind yourself out. It's not that big of a deal. Niggas ain't scared of jail. You know what I'm saying? We're in Zebulon. Like, it's not like downtown Chicago. You know what I'm saying? This is in LA County. You know what I'm saying? This is
You're
Wake
not going to
County.
prison. This
This
is
is
jail.
Wake County.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're not going to get shanked in a holding cell. You know what I'm
cell,
saying?
Right.
I've done 5 hours. I'm sure I could do an hour or two. Somebody will bail me out. It's not that big of a deal. If they want to arrest you and then you deal with it later. The most important thing that I want people to remember is you deal with these police in the courtroom. You don't deal with them on the street.
Yeah.
You want to keep your interaction with them on the street as brief as possible. But you'll see a little exchange between me and Officer Lane, who's the supervisor, who did come up much more tame than the other dude. And this is a insert from the full video. This is not the full video. The full video is about 15 minutes long, which I'll put it on YouTube. Because there's a lot of people who do police pullovers, police audits on YouTube. Like there's channels that specialize in this.
Yeah, like that's their
So
thing.
yeah, I want if any of our listeners are one of those people, like police audits, other police officers chime in.
Yeah.
Let me know where they went wrong. Because I did finally get a follow-up call after 5 days when I was supposed to get a follow-up call from his supervisor. Within 5 days, it came around day 7. But I did get a follow-up call, and I was unsatisfied with the follow-up call. But we'll play that as well. We'll play that as well. So we'll finish this because it's almost over.
What's going on, Andrew? I don't know. You got to check in with the RoboCop over here. Tell me what happened.
I got pulled over Elliot's been straight until this one got here. Okay. I'm talking to your supervisor right now. Thank you. Can you?
Shut up.
No problem.
He's the one that's out of control right now. Elliot pulled me over for tinning. Okay. I left my ID and my
Was there anything else as far as the dog with the vehicle or anything like we're good on that?
Dog seemed to get back in. Cujo got back in the car without any issue. He's the one that needs some pussy or something. I don't know what's going on.
I'm crying.
Is he married? That's probably what's going on.
Okay.
He needs somebody regular at the house, you know?
Well,
You're all good, man. You're free to go.
yes.
Okay. Hey, I appreciate that. I'm going to go
Yes, sir.
inside, get some cigarettes and coffee.
I got you.
Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you have a terrible day.
So yeah, that was the end of our interaction. So yeah, I did get a follow-up call after making my official complaint, and I just think it's funny that, like, number one, these niggas didn't sound apologetic at all. That's number one.
Because they weren't.
That's part. Of the,
they're
that's
not-
the whole part of the game.
That's the whole part of the game, and then
you commit to it.
So we're gonna listen to this. This is the supervisor that
You was
called me
working
back.
out there? That's why you was in Zebulon?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because why else would I be in Zebulon?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was about to
You know what I'm saying?
That's why she was trying to get to it.
Right, yeah.
Why are you up there?
Yeah.
So this is the officer that called back, and talk about just like nothing. Just listen to this shit.
I'm unable to disclose any further action from that, just besides the notice that I reviewed the complaint.
You reviewed the complaint. You reviewed the footage and everything as well.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's it.
Yes, sir. That's about all we can do is just call and notify. Due to general statute and law dictating otherwise, due to it being an internal investigation, we can't give any sort of outcomes. But all we can do is call and notify that the complaint was reviewed and it has been completed.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. And then what was your name again?
Sergeant Perry, Perry.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't working that day, but
Yeah, I know the sergeant from that earlier that day notified me. The one that took, or whoever I followed back to the police station to file my complaint.
Yeah, it should have been Sergeant Lane.
Yeah, Lane. Yep, Lane.
Yeah, because I'm on night shift right now, so I was working that night.
So yeah, that's what a follow-up, that's what an official follow-up call sounds like from a supervisor.
That was so weird.
That was bullshit.
They-
Yo,
they-
I'm tired of this internal investigation shit. Let's do some external investigation.
Yeah, let's
bring somebody in.
Let's
my
do
nigga.
some public. Let's do
You know
some
what I'm
public
saying?
auditing. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. Bring somebody else
which
in,
which
bro.
is why
They do need to have like Yelp reviews for police departments.
fuck?
They do.
man.
They need the pig pen. And we already created
Yeah.
the name for it.
Yeah.
So let's make
Yeah.
sure we put this nigga's name. Let's make sure we put Officer White picture back on the screen.
Oh,
Because I
from
want.
the actual thing.
Yeah, because I just want to make
From
sure
the-
that he's
yeah,
not comfortable
video.
when he goes to Walmart.
Closed it out.
I'm crying.
Yeah, so Officer White, he's the one, if you live in Zebulon, North Carolina, Officer White is part of the K-9 unit. And if you get pulled over by Officer Elliott or any other police officer that might be a little scary or a little shook, Officer White is coming to turn up the scene for sure.
Yep.
He's got a double chin, no facial hair, and he looks like he gets no pussy. That is what Officer White looks like.
Lips like a bird.
Whatever
Yeah.
you do not submit to a warrantless.
If
search.
you get pulled over by Officer White, or if Officer White and you live in Zebulon, North Carolina, is on the scene, you need to call for a supervisor immediately.
because he's gonna try to get you out the car.
Because he's gonna try to, he's gonna yank on your door and try
Yep.
to break your glass. He's already,
crazy.
he's already proven he's on that type of time. Let's just watch the beginning of this again, just so we can see what type of time this nigga's on.
Pull the shit out.
And
the
then
handle.
one of my favorite parts about police officers is that, like, first of all, y'all need to start hiring police officers that are the size of larger built men. Because every time I step out the car, these realize I'm not the same. I'm not some little kid. You know what I'm
he's
saying?
a manlet.
Yeah.
Wait, this is a manlet right here.
He's like, yeah, he's not like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't look like he works out on a regular basis. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I don't either, but it looks like I can sit on you and you were struggling to get up.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just, I just find it funny. Like, anytime I've ever gotten pulled out of the car or they ask me to step out the car, when I step out the car, they do the, oh, shit. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. If I decide to turn up, it's an issue for everybody. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But yeah, let's just play the beginning of this when he was, you got to go back.
Oh, my fault.
So when you step out, you see that look. They're like, we gonna have to use a taser on this.
Yeah,
one.
well, we got to use a gun on
Yeah,
him.
we gonna have to shoot this
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
we gonna have to
for
shoot
sure.
him.
Cut your car off, set him on top of the dash.
Look at that face.
Crazy.
Cut your car off and set him on top of the dash.
He didn't even give you time
Sir.
before he yanked on the
I
door.
know. He was fully prepared to just yank you.
And you know what?
He was
If you're-
fully prepared to unbuckle your seatbelt, yank you out the car, put
And
his
then
knee
If
on
your door
neck.
was open, now there's no way you can say you weren't resisting because he's gonna say you was trying to force or whatever. When
Right.
you
Yeah,
say, anything
yeah.
you do that's not like, yeah,
How do you provide no resistance from somebody yanking you out by your
exactly.
arm?
Exactly.
Yeah. How
Even
did
if you,
Exactly.
even if you let him do it, he's still gonna say you're resisting it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly what I'm talking about.
Make sure y'all doors are locked. when you get pulled over. Make sure you don't crack the window further than that. You only need to crack the window enough to hear them. That's right. And then a lot of them like to play deaf all of a sudden. So just remind them, if they play deaf, that's fine. Sometimes I've had a situation on Western Boulevard with Raleigh RPD where I've been pulled over. He tried to play deaf. And I was like, and then he was like, I can't hear you. I said, you should probably get your hearing checked then. And then he still, I can't hear you. I said, don't worry about it. I called 911. I said, hey, look, I'm at this Murphy's gas station on Western Boulevard. You have an officer out here that's hard of hearing. Can you get another unit out here to complete my traffic stop? And the supervisor came. So
yeah, so it's
sometimes
why are you playing with the police like that? I'm scared.
Because they're playing with us like that.
Yeah,
and then you're here to serve us, the citizen.
They don't make their job easy.
That's not even playing. Like that's like real. This is real advice. That's shit that you need to actually take heed of. Like,
this is taxpaying citizens. I'm not no illegal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not riding around hotboxing my car. I'm not doing none of that shit. So
and at this point, they already saw you, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, because the first off, because he's number 2.
He's second guy.
He's the second guy, Elliot.
Yeah.
So either Elliot went over that speaker and gassed him up, or this is his energy anyway.
Yeah,
it's one or the other. But I don't think I want to cut Elliot some slack because I don't think because Elliot didn't seem like that type of. He didn't seem like that type of police officer. I try not to use this segment. He didn't seem like that type of officer that. Because even when this dude asked him for a glass breaker, he was like, do you have your glass breaker? He was like, yeah, for what? Like, they weren't even on the same page. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So Elliot, it sounds like Officer White is turned regularly.
Yeah. He was doing that weird police bluffing tactic. That's what that was. He thought he would scare you with that. He thought he'd scare you into putting your window down. He didn't really want that.
Y'all could have broke my window. I don't give a fuck. I call the police while I'm getting pulled over by the police. I'm that type of you know what I'm saying? And then y'all need to be like that too because
accountability.
And then y'all also just keep in mind, I'm also conscious to where I'm riding around legal. I'm a firearm carrier. I have registered firearms that are all legal and things of that nature. I don't smoke weed in the car, just stuff like that. So you need to make sure you're following all these basic rules. That's number 1.
Right.
Registration and all that stuff. All that needs to be in check. Even if you do have one of these things off, now if you're doing something illegal, I can't help you. None of this
at
is
all, bro.
But if you do, there's still a certain level of respect and duty that they still have to follow. If you were hotboxing or whatever, they are going to request to get out your car. They can just search it and things of that nature. Yeah. And don't be fighting them. Just let it. You have to take that charge. You know what I'm saying? And you don't say anything while you're there. You deal with it in court because we don't even know. Just might be your first time. They might dismiss it like it never happened. Yeah. You just been inconvenienced for a couple hours that day. So either way, whether you were right or you were wrong, roll with the punches. If you get aggression, record everything because they're gonna act like they can't give you the footage.
Right.
And they're gonna act like the footage can only be subpoenaed by a judge, which I'm sure there is probably something like that because it's not like they upload body camera footage to the internet, which they should. That's just a suggestion. But that's fine because if there's any lawyers out here that think this is something that we can pursue, because I wasn't fair in my life because White made me feel like he was ready to shoot me because he was already ready to break my glass over nothing. And
over nothing? Over tint?
Over tint.
Yep.
I would be interested in seeing his file.
And that's another thing too. Has anybody else ever been pulled over? Go back just a little bit so we can see his face.
I wonder if he's killed anybody.
Yeah.
I bet.
Is that on record?
I bet you he's discharged his weapon 12 times.
Yeah. He has that look. So it's just interesting, and I want to know all about Officer White. You know what I mean?
You were saying that also more black people should use the system to their benefit.
All black people should, for sure. All black people should understand the system. You need to file complaints. You need to request for a supervisor when they're not following the proper steps during a pullover. And I have most of the steps down pat, even all the steps or whatever like that. But yeah, you need to follow the proper steps, give your ID, things of that nature. Make sure you're riding around legal and stuff like that. Yeah. But if they violate you, like if they were to arrest me and shit like that, we definitely would have been filing a lawsuit. And I still might file a lawsuit. I just want to put this out here for the public so that they can do their own audit and see if I have a case on my hands. And if we do, then we'll file the paperwork for it and we'll take it all the way to the top.
Yeah, this is a good way to pull in some other perspectives. You can actually,
you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not a lawyer. So police officers and lawyers. And the biggest thing is when Officer Perry, the supervisor, called, there was no apology. So obviously there's a pattern of
you should send this video to some lawyers.
Obviously there's a pattern at this police station in Zebulon, North Carolina, where they're okay with their police officers treating people like this on the street that haven't shown any aggression. And Officer Perry is obviously co-signing this. And obviously, if Officer Perry is co-signing, that means whoever the police chief is also co-signing it, because everything has come from the top down. If the police chief was on top of things like this, complaints will be taken more seriously. But obviously, all of this activity is okay. And if I was any other type of person, it might have been a lot worse for me. But just wanted to put that out there, you know?
Facts. I learned just from even working in a call center how like just escalations turn everything up for people. You know what I'm saying? So it's like important to escalate shit all the way. Just even in that setting, I will watch like supervisors get stressed out over like shit going up the chain. You know what I'm saying? Like it's important to push shit up the chain.
And y'all are servants of the community. Y'all are not fucking police. Y'all are not action heroes. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all are servants of the people. Especially when nobody's committing a crime, which I was not. So
sometimes you just need to be reminded that.
Sometimes you need to be reminded
that we're watching you too.
And you took a public service job.
Why did you have to turn your car off for him to give you a ticket for 10?
I had to turn my car off apparently for the police dog to be able to do a proper smell test. I don't give a fuck about that dog.
Why was he there to begin with?
No, but that's what I'm saying. They need a warrant to pull the dog on you, though. The dog for the dog to smell your car, they have to have probable cause, which it doesn't sound like they did.
They had zero probable cause, and then they not only did they not have any probable cause, they also didn't mention that either.
Right.
The K9 unit pulled up within 30 seconds to 45 seconds of me getting pulled over initially.
Just crazy.
They hem so many black people up just because we don't know our rights. And like, and I think that's all it comes down to. Like you said, he knows the game a little better than most average people do.
And
so he games the system on you. He's like, he pulls you over, you get mad. Oh shit! There you go.
Respectfully, you know what I'm saying?
You know.
So
he pull you over, they piss you off.
Yeah.
So then they can get rough with you.
Yep.
Once they get rough with you, probable cause, we're searching your car. We found some weed.
Exactly.
And it's like, and so that's how they turned you ran a stoplight, or like, you didn't fully stop at a stop sign, and now you've been arrested. They do that all day. That's how they get their numbers up. This dude probably produces big numbers for Zebulon.
Facts.
Right.
This dude I wouldn't doubt it.
Man, this dude.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Man, this dude probably catches them all, bro.
It's sick, bro.
Yeah.
That's why I'm an even keel nigga. You won't get me
Officer
riled
White
up.
might be the cover. Officer White is probably gonna be the cover art for this episode.
That picture right there.
That
Too. Just zoom it in. Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Right there.
I'm gonna do the one where he was like this.
There, where you got this chin tuck.
His
Yeah,
face was like
do the
this,
chin tuck. Yeah.
so we can see that double chin respectfully. You know.
You are effectively doxing this man though right now.
That's fine. He's a public servant.
He's a cop.
He
so it
signed
don't
up for
matter.
that.
Yeah.
Just like when this is
Name's
his job.
printed on the shirt. Yep.
Yeah. You're allowed to dox police officers. They chose this public job for this reason.
You ain't put his home address. You got it.
I don't know his home address. We could probably find it, but that's not on me. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we ain't gotta take it that far, but
that's not on me either. And I don't want nothing ill to happen to him.
Right.
I just want people to be warned when they do see him. And when they do get pulled over in Zebulon, North Carolina, and he arrives on the scene, or he is the one that pulls you over, know he has aggressive behavior.
Yep, he's on that bullshit.
That's the main thing that I want people to know, is that he's that's what it sounds like. You know what I'm saying? So
At the end of the day.
yeah, shout out to Officer White.
Not me trying to look him up.
Yeah, I can't remember what his regular name is. He's part of the K9 unit though. But he might be their boy though, you know what I'm saying? But Zebulon Police, you have made, and I mean, I'm just glad you pulled me over, you know what I'm saying? You pulled over the perfect person, you know? I have a podcast and I don't shut the fuck up, you know what I'm saying?
What Kevin Samuels used to say, I'll make you famous.
I'll make you famous. Welcome to the internet, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the internet. So, yeah, we'll see. That's all I have for Officer
White.
Officer White. Shout out to Officer Elliott, even though I don't know what you said over that intercom, but I do respect the fact that you did not immediately match his aggressor. I will respect that. And a shout out to Officer Lane, who came through with the level head.
Because Elliot had no problem with your window being like that.
None, not a single one.
So that's what I'm
they
saying.
were good cop, bad cop.
Yeah,
That's
good cop, bad cop.
That's
That's
definitely real.
It's very real.
And then Officer Lane for coming through as a supervisor in a timely manner, with the level head. And then L for Officer Perry. Sound sympathetic, or at least apologize when at least apologize when you call follow-ups on complaints.
Now, just out of curiosity, because I don't want to blame Elliot for anything if he was innocent, but you don't think that he went back to Officer White and was like, yeah, he's not lowering down his window. And then he's like, I got this.
No, because White came up lit already.
Oh, okay.
Elliot was still Elliot was still in his car.
He was still like, I didn't want you to do that.
He was still in the car.
Yeah.
He had got my registration and went to the car and was, doing his searching me up. And then the other officer pulled up. That was when he was on his turnus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah.
Apologies, Elliot.
Yeah. So Elliot seems decent.
Yeah, just asking questions.
So Elliot seems decent. And I mean, he seemed like, this dude it just doesn't seem like life is going his way. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to pray for him. Somebody's going to pray for him because I don't go to church. But somebody will pray for you. And,
Not me.
All my grandma's dead.
All bad things.
Yeah. And just like I said at the end of the video, I hope you continue to have terrible days.
I don't tell people that I hope they have a terrible or bad day. I just say I hope you have the day you deserve.
Ooh.
I've been working on that.
Damn.
When somebody piss me off, I hope you have the day you deserve.
Yeah.
Deserves
I be
a
killing
hard
it at
word.
work. I be killing it at work. I really hope you have the day you deserve. And then they get quiet. Just I hope you
because
have
if
the
they
day
know
you deserve.
if they know that they ain't shit, they go interpret that and be like, damn, I do be
Wildin'.
just
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a terrible day. Damn it.
Absolutely, because
Yeah.
you're a terrible person. I
So
don't need to tell
right.
you you're a terrible person. You know you're a terrible person.
Right,
already.
you know if you're a terrible
So have the
person.
day you deserve.
Right.
I wonder where. No, we won't bring that up. Okay.
Let's be controversial.
I was gonna say something about Officer White.